Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Luke chapter 9, we have the transfiguration of Christ. And this is a story that was also contained in Matthew and Mark as well. And in all three of these books, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the synoptic gospels, in all of them, this transfiguration of Christ, where Christ takes them up on the mountain and they see his heavenly glory, that is Peter, James, and John. This story is preceded by a call to discipleship and a call to the denial of oneself. Here in Luke chapter 9 and verse 23, it reads this way, "And he was saying to them all, if anyone wishes to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." And I find it interesting that in all three of the Gospels, where the transfiguration is recorded, in all three of them, it has it in the same order. This call to deny oneself, to follow Christ, and then the going up on the mountain and seeing Christ transfigured. And whether this is intentional or not, it at least allows us the opportunity to explore what we find actually in experience in the spiritual life. You know, oftentimes we just want to go straight to the mountain. We want to go straight to the mountain of glory. We want to just live our lives just on the mountaintop, just seeing Christ in his glory, seeing all the beauty and wonder of what it means to be with Christ. But we want to forego and bypass the cross to do it. We want to have it our way. Oftentimes we want to live life our way. We don't want to deny ourselves, but we do want the wonderful and precious and beautiful experiences that we can have with Christ. But this principle shows us, and this bears out in experience as well, that typically we have a better vision of Christ, we have a better relationship with Christ, a better experience with Christ when we first deny ourselves. When we get in the posture of submission to Christ, when we put aside ourselves, when we allow ourselves to really experience what it means to be crucified with the Lord, that's typically when we get the greater glimpse of Christ. Time and time again in scriptures, we see that glory is actually on the other side of suffering. We even see it with Jesus Christ. When was it that he ascended and went up to the right hand of the Father? When was it that he was resurrected? It was after he went through the path of the cross, through the pathway of suffering. And even in Romans chapter 8, it talks about if we'll suffer with him, we will also be glorified with him. And there's this tie between suffering and glory. The Apostle Paul talks about in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, for momentary light affliction cannot compare to the eternal weight of glory. And so there's always this this rule in the spiritual life where first we deny ourselves, first we give up all for Christ, first we live the crucified life, and while doing so, oftentimes, and especially afterwards, that's when we experience the good stuff. That's when we experience the glory. That's when we feel the closest to the Lord. That's when we have him coming to us. That's when the Spirit of glory rests on us, as Peter says in 1 Peter. That's when we really get to experience the presence of God, when we willingly lay down ourselves for him. And if we try to bypass that, it might very well be that the spiritual experiences we're having might be superficial or non-existent at all. So today, let's start off our day just humbling ourselves before the Lord, submitting to him, putting aside our own agenda, really seeking the face of God, seeking the face of Jesus, and really concentrating and centering ourselves on him. And then see what happens. See if we don't have a glorious day where we really feel close to the Lord. We have the presence of the Lord impressed upon our hearts. We really get to catch a glimpse of what it really means to live next to this glorious, glorified Christ. I think it would be a great thing for us to do, if for no other reason, because that's the call that Christ has for us to do, to deny ourselves, take up our cross daily, and follow him. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.